Another beautiful day underway. A little bit cooler, though, compared to what we had over the weekend, and we're tracking more change later this week. I'll break it all down.
Attorneys from Mercer County teen charged with murder are questioning police procedure. We'll take you inside the courtroom today, first at 4. And they're trying to get some closure. Family and friends are once again asking for your help in finding a missing Northern Kentucky woman police say was murdered.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Well, welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Amber Philpott reporting. Boy, those fall colors are starting to pop across the Bluegrass State, but some gusty winds are going to do a number on them. Those particular winds come ahead of some changes heading our way. We want to check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. I gave you a little extra on this Monday, buddy.
I love the promotion. I do. And it is a gorgeous day, and you're right. Those winds are going to come calling for a lot of stuff around here in the coming days, as we'll be watching those kind of blow in here, especially getting in more so into Wednesday. Out there currently, we're pretty quiet overall. Beautiful skies with temperatures coming in right now at 68 degrees. That's some comfortable stuff out there. Any which way you look at it, winds coming in out of the north-northwest. Yesterday, low and mid-70s area-wide. Now, take a look at our headlines. As we look ahead, we are talking about a few things. Near normal days, and that's where we're going to be for the most part this week. Late week front brings rain. And then another will bring rain as we get into the weekend as well. That one actually brings some downright chilly showers. I'll track all of these fronts and their changes and their impact all across the area coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Jim, we'll see you then. Thank you. It is now being questioned if a Mercer County teenager charged with murder had his rights read to him. Trent Easterling is accused of killing 16-year-old Tristan Cole last April. Today in court, Easterling's defense attorneys called into question the possible breach in police procedure. WKYT's Lauren Miner has reaction from the victim's father. It's our top story at 4.
This morning, the defense called into question if Miranda rights were ever read to 16-year-old Trenton Easterling before he spoke with detectives. Easterling went before a judge here inside the Mercer County Courthouse this morning. A sergeant with the Mercer County Sheriff's Office was one of 3 officers to take the stand today. He said that on April 14th, officers visited the school to speak with students and staff about the death investigation of Tristan Cole. Easterling was one of those students officers wanted to speak with. His mother, Melissa Easterling, said she was asked to come down with Trenton to the police department for questioning. She went on to say that Trenton was then put into the back of a cop car from the school, and she followed behind on the way to the police department. Police say Trenton was never arrested or put in handcuffs. Officers say Trenton, along with his mother and grandfather, went into a room once arriving to the department. They also say Trenton's mother stepped out of the room so they could explain the Miranda rights to her. They said she could be present with Trenton while in the room and that the interview could be stopped at any time. Trenton's mother agreed, and after around 30 minutes of questioning, she stopped the interview. According to police and Trenton's mother, Miranda rights were never read specifically to Trenton, and a waiver was never signed by anyone.
I don't know what to say. I'm not very happy with what went by in court today. I mean, somebody didn't do their job, and maybe it'll come out to, good, maybe it'll come out bad, but I mean, that was a mistake that was made that shouldn't have been made. That's all I want to say.
That interview was recorded, but the defense says since Miranda rights were never read to Trenton specifically, that the video should not be able to be used in court. Reporting in Mercer County, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
2 other teenagers are charged with tampering with evidence in the shooting death of Tristan Cole. Easterling will be back in court in December for a competency hearing. The family of a woman who has been missing since July is once again asking for the public to keep an extra eye out. Crystal Warner and her boyfriend Bobby Jones went missing in July. Investigators found his body last month, but they're still searching for Warner's. Police think they were murdered by Craig Pennington, who's in the Marion County Detention Center, charged with 2 counts of murder. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, you'll hear from Warner's mother. A 15-year-old victim of gun violence in Lexington was laid to rest today. Trinity Gay was buried in Russellville. Police say she was caught in crossfire outside a Lexington restaurant a week ago yesterday. Speaking at her funeral, Trinity's father, Olympic sprinter Tyson Gay, called on the community to pass the baton and help make Lexington a safer place. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. Kentucky State Police say a man who refused to drop his gun and then fired at state troopers has been shot and killed. State police say it began with a 911 call in Metcalfe County from a woman who said she'd been fighting with her boyfriend. When troopers arrived, they say that Kenny Tomlin came out of the house with a rifle. When he started shooting, state police say troopers returned fire, killing Tomlin. We'll have the latest on the investigation ahead on WKYT News at 4:30. An update now on 3 Louisville children hit by an SUV at their bus stop. 10-year-old Jaconia Fields, his 9-year-old sister Vanessa, and 8-year-old Philip Neal III were all rushed to the hospital last week. Jaconia's leg was broken, but his family says his sister is recovering from more serious injuries.
She's pretty feisty. She's in a medically induced coma, but she's fighting through that. She's wiggling and moving, and they're doing everything to kind of keep her stabilized.
We're told that Philip, the third child hit, is recovering from a shattered leg, internal injuries, and a concussion. We'll have more details on their conditions ahead on WKYT News at 4:30. The Lexington Humane Society back open today after a sanitation truck hit some power lines, taking out their utilities on Friday. And while the power is back on, employees say their sanitation system is still down. That means that workers can't use hoses to clean out the cages. And they've had to hire a sanitation company to come out until the issue is resolved, which will cost them hundreds of dollars a day. We're told the animals are doing fine, but this issue has already caused the Humane Society to miss up to 40 adoptions since they were closed over the weekend. That's a look at some of the news in progress on this Monday. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. The clock is ticking with just over 2 weeks until Election Day. Presidential challengers Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are on the campaign trail, but they're also both prepping their teams for the future. Diane Gallagher has this report now from Washington, D.C.
Just 15 days before the United States picks its new president, and voters in some battleground states are already hitting the polls, while Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton roll out their version of the final stretch strategy.
I believe we're actually winning. Now, the press, I believe we're actually.
But despite his claims, Trump is down in national polls. Still, party officials say he's not out.
I think we're in a dead heat. In some states, we might be a little behind, but as Mr. Trump pointed out, in Ohio, I think we're up. In Iowa, we're up.
Trump did receive his first major newspaper endorsement from the conservative Las Vegas Review-Journal. Still, some consistently red states are now being called toss-ups just 2 weeks out, which may be behind Clinton's new focus.
Emphasizing the importance of electing Democrats down the ballot.
She's not the only one. President Obama is cutting ads for House and Senate Democrats and endorsing 150 state legislative candidates. But even as Democrats slam Republicans for standing by their nominee,
Trump even attacked Kelly Ayotte and called her weak. And Kelly stuck with him.
Sources say Clinton is reaching across the aisle, having private conversations with some Republicans as she turns her attention from Trump to transition. Though no one from her camp will talk about it on the record just yet.
I'm a little superstitious about that. I want to focus on what our first task is.
In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
Iraqi special forces continue their efforts to retake the city of Mosul. This morning, the U.S.-led military coalition started shelling ISIS positions near the city. Meanwhile, Human Rights Watch is requesting a probe into a suspected airstrike last week that killed at least 13. And federal safety investigators are trying to figure out what led to a deadly weekend crash near Palm Springs, California. At least 13 people were killed and dozens injured when a tour bus slammed into a semi along Interstate 10 yesterday. Officials say the bus, which was returning from a casino, was traveling significantly faster than the semi that it hit from behind. AT&T is offering $85 billion for Time Warner, the concern that some have over the merger ahead in WKYT Money Watch. And more children are trading their crowns for capes this Halloween. The most popular costumes just ahead here on WKYT.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Welcome back in. AT&T's proposed $85 billion bid to buy Time Warner immediately raised regulatory concerns. That begins today's Money Watch. The deal prompted the Senate's Antitrust Committee to schedule hearings for next month. The deal would combine AT&T with the company that owns HBO, Warner Brothers, TBS, TNT, and CNN. The acquisition still has to be approved by the Department of Justice. Vacuum cleaner makers Dyson and Shark Ninja are ending a 2-year legal dispute. Each accused the other of false advertising. Dyson, known for its upscale cleaners, and Massachusetts-based Shark Ninja each claimed their products had better suction and cleaning capabilities than the other. First planes, now trains. Amtrak will not allow the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 on any of its trains because of the risk that the phones will catch fire. The ban applies to Amtrak buses, stations, and platforms, as well as last week the FAA banned the Note 7 from all commercial flights. Some good news for drivers. The average price of gas is dropping. It's down 4 cents over the past 2 weeks. Industry analyst Trilby Lundberg says it's the first time the price dropped in 11 weeks. Part of the reason is seasonally lower gasoline demand. The price could spike in the coming weeks, though, as the busy holiday season ramps up. If you want to see the Chicago Cubs play in their first series in 71 years, it's going to cost you. Tickets are being listed on average for $3,000 for tomorrow's game in Cleveland. And according to the Chicago Tribune, it will cost $6,000 for the Cubs' first home game on Friday. All right, say goodbye to the witch's broom or spooky ghost. This Halloween, more children want to be a superhero. That's according to a survey from the National Retail Federation. But that perfect costume may cost you. Mary Maloney explains.
Kiss the princess goodbye. This Halloween, kids are trading in their crowns for capes.
I saved the city again. It was off the chain.
It's the first time in 11 years princesses haven't reigned over the top costume spot, according to a survey by the National Retail Federation. Rounding out the top 5, animals, a character from Batman or Star Wars. But kids aren't the only ones planning on dressing up. Expect to see millennials looking like someone in the Batman universe. You can thank Suicide Squad for that.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
The witch puts a spell on adults over 35.
Give him fur black as black, just like this.
Most who celebrate Halloween, 67%, plan on buying their outfit. And it probably won't come cheap. In total this year, Americans are expected to spend $3.1 billion to get their costume just right. Happy haunting.
Got something better to do?
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Transy today, where they are preparing for Pumpkin Mania, a preview of the pumpkins when we return here on WKYT.
And we are going to be tracking some changes this week, some ups and downs coming our way. I'll break it all down for you coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Very pleasant day out there, despite the fact that we're down probably about 5-10 degrees in many cases here, at least in central Kentucky, compared to this same time yesterday. Frontal boundary did take a little bit of a bite out of our temperatures. Now you see that the folks to the south and east are still a little bit warmer. That front hasn't completely made its way all the way across Kentucky yet and allowed for the cooler air to settle in, so it's still pleasant. And here in Lexington, I'm not really complaining because it's 68 degrees. This is a pretty good temperature to be sitting around. 64 down the road into Mount Sterling, 66 into Moorhead. Right now, we're looking at sustained winds anywhere from about 5, 10, maybe up to 15 miles per hour in some cases. You can see Monticello coming in around 17. Wind gusts about the same, 10, 15, 20 miles per hour occasionally. And as we progress through the next few days, what we're going to notice is a big wind presence around here. Going into Tuesday, that's what we're looking at here, and especially into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. Out ahead of this next system, watch these wind gusts really start to push in here. You're talking better than 30 miles per hour in some cases out there. So we're starting to pick up the wind speed with a frontal boundary dropping in a little bit. So some of the leaves that we have out there right now that are already vulnerable as it is could get blown around and of course off of some of the trees as we move into your Wednesday and Thursday. Throw in the rain. You got two factors. You got the weight from the rain and then you've got the wind, and we'll start losing, I think, some more of those leaves. And then as this front pulls away from us, the wind speeds naturally start to calm down. But that's just one of the fronts that gets in here this week. We had one today, we'll have one on Thursday, and we'll have one on Saturday. Each one has its own type of impact. Naturally, we get a little bit cooler each time, but we also surge out ahead of the next one. So it's a very wide open week once we get to Thursday, but the next couple of days are fine. Here's what we've got on our Defender Radar Network. At the moment, it is a clear and calm one across central and eastern Kentucky. So we'll jump into our hour by hour, show you what's happening up the road. A frontal boundary that I mentioned starts lifting across Kentucky, allows for the warmer air to get in here, so making it a little bit warmer once we get more so into Wednesday, especially out ahead of that system then. Showers and clouds are coming together early on Wednesday morning, and then finally it starts to drop in on us here in Kentucky. Oh, by the way, look at the northern flank of it. That's a little wintry mix and some just downright snow showing up across the Great Lakes there. Front continues to sink into the area, spark some showers here early on Thursday morning. Out ahead of that front, I think we'll spike into the low 60s, maybe some mid 60s, and then our temperatures will come down just a little bit into the afternoon once these showers clear town. I think there'll be enough sunshine around that we'll still feel pretty decent into the afternoon and evening. But that's the setup. That's just one front. You can see the other one that'll try to surge in here toward the weekend as well, so we'll continue to track those chances. All right, pretty quiet out there for the next couple of days, though. What's going on in the world of traffic? Here is Officer Don.
Well, it's quiet on the roads, too. Outbound Nicholasville Road, just past Zandale, there is a two-car collision, but that one's not even showing up. It's a fender bender. They're getting ready to clear it, so we're okay there. No wrecks in the city. Takes us to our drive times. For now, to Nicholasville, 12 minutes. Georgetown, 15. And Paris, about 27. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. It is time to enjoy the annual lighting of the jack-o'-lanterns on the campus of Transylvania University. Deanne Stevens is out and about today. She joins us now with more. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Transylvania University where the students are hard at work. I was trying to give them a few tips over here. They didn't want to take it. They're like, we're good. I said, whose initials are those? Your girlfriend?
Oh, gosh, now I'm loose.
You know I was going to call you out on that, didn't you?
Shouldn't have said anything.
We are here with the students and many faculty that are here carving the pumpkins for such an awesome tradition that they do here at Transy. Ashley is the chair of this event, Ashley Coons. And Ashley, this is so much fun to see, even when you're calling the students out for putting his girlfriend's initials in the pumpkin.
I think there's a lot of girlfriend's initials up there. It definitely gets some points, doesn't it?
This is a great project that you guys do year after year. Talk a bit about it and who all is involved in this.
Sure. This is the 6th year of Pumpkin Mania on Transylvania's campus. We have a wonderful time. We have people out of the community that came and carved all day yesterday. We had 100 pumpkins carved by the College Empowerment Program, which is groups of diverse students that come to our campus to kind of learn what it means to be a college student. Faculty carve them, the staff carve them, and then of course our students. There are real laborers here. We have about 500 pumpkins that'll be on the stage of Old Morrison, and that'll be tomorrow night. The trick-or-treat will be from 6 to 7. There's over 50 different tables handing out candy. It's absolutely free. And then at 7 o'clock, our dance and cheer team will do the Thriller dance, and we'll do a countdown to the lighting at 7. So it'll be a good time.
This is so much fun to be a part of. Tracy Dunn with us. Tracy, not only is it fun, it's a tradition for so many families that bring the kids out and look at the beautiful pumpkins that are done. Talk a bit about that.
Well, we have we have hundreds of families that come out. Last year we had rain. This year it looks like it's going to be perfect weather. The program has grown over the years. We expect over 500 pumpkins, and we know hundreds of people will come and trick-or-treat with us tomorrow night.
So the lighting is right after the trick-or-treating, but you guys keep those lit for how long?
We'll keep those lit through Halloween, and then they will be composted the next day.
All right, well, tons of fun. It is a free event. Come be a part of Pumpkin Mania happening here at Transy University. Are we still friends? Yeah. I called him out, the whole girlfriend thing. He's, don't pout. We'll make up. We'll make up. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
A new health concern for families of young athletes that's ahead in Better Living. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $30 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $164 million. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. There's a new approach in breast cancer treatment. A new study suggests doctors are using genetic testing to help some patients avoid chemotherapy. Researchers surveyed more than 1,500 women with early-stage breast cancer and found nearly 2/3 regarded the precision medicine test helpful when deciding if chemo is necessary. Researchers in North Carolina say measurable changes were found in the brains of young football players after just one season on the field, even among students who had not suffered concussions. Doctors say the new data indicates the need for more study on the sport's impact on long-term health. More Americans are having medical procedures outside the hospital operating room that require anesthesia. That's according to researchers in Dallas. They found more than 1/3 of Americans undergoing such procedures have them done outside the OR, an increase of 27% in the past 5 years. All right, let's head over to Jim for another check of our weather. Pretty good afternoon out there, Jim.
I mean, it's not bad at all. We're looking at plenty of sunshine out there. A little cooler compared to what we were dealing with yesterday, but we're still right around or just above average in most cases out there, especially in southern and also into eastern Kentucky. Look at the view all across Kentucky, from Louisville to Florence, Moorhead, Jackson, where you see all kinds of fall colors, by the way, off in the distance there from the Jackson camp. Just beautiful any way you look at it across anywhere in Kentucky. There you see the temperature, 68 here in Lexington. Danville's at 64. Mount Sterling's at 64. Still very pleasant for this time of year, and as I mentioned, right around normal. We go through the rest of the evening and into the overnight hours. The skies will clear up some, and we'll see our lows, watch this, get all the way into the upper 30s, I think, by the time we wake up early on Tuesday morning. So you will have that chill in the air, but tomorrow we'll see temperatures probably hovering back into the low and mid 60s area-wide. So there's at least that positive coming back into play. Some changes, though, will try to take shape as we go into Thursday and also into the weekend. I'll break those down coming up in our next half hour, but the news is just now getting started. Here's Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott with a look at what we're working on for 4:30.